Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2019 Manager Career Mode here with Red Bull Honda for the final round of the season, the finale at the Doha GP. If you guys did miss the previous one, the Brazilian Grand Prix, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. A very good episode indeed, and a crucial one, because actually I missed it at the end of the episode, and you guys were pointing out, not only did we get back ahead of Ferrari to try and seal this second place in the championship, we're 13 points ahead of them, we are actually only 11 points off Mercedes in the standing. So technically, if Mercedes have a bad enough Grand Prix, we could actually take the Constructors' title in Season 1 with Red Bull Honda, which is pretty crazy. It's all because of Bottas not doing as well. Gasly's doing comfortably 20 points ahead of him, and Verstappen, as of late, has been picking up these, random wins in a way where, when the strategy falls into place. Obviously, last race, Hamilton was looking pretty strong for the race win. Then he made a late pit stop. We carried on with our one stop, and we're able to pick up that surprise win at Brazil. And so we're 4 wins to his 8, but of course we are keeping him quite honest here, because he's had about 3 disqualifications or something like that for GMA braking rules. So we're actually quite close. So in the Constructors, we do have a half a chance of maybe even taking number 1. I don't think we will, to be honest. I'm still aiming just to seal P2, but we'll see. We have the legendary engine being made this episode, remember, so anything could happen. But let's take a quick look at the pit crew, how everything's shaping up. Obviously, a few of them, or a lot of them, quite tired. Let's see for new hires. Let's hire this man straight away. I can already tell we're probably going to need him. And also the front jack man. It's going to be worth probably to hire him as well, so we can shuffle around some of the pit crew here. So let's have a look here. So we need 0.6 for the 18 guy. We need to swap him out. We need to swap this, unfortunately, level 19 dude out. He's on 3.3. Very tired indeed. Who else can we do, really? We've got the front jack. Can the front jack... Yeah, we can swap the front jack man out. He's good on fixing. He's not so great on tyres, though, so there's not actually much point changing that, actually, in actual fact. 1.1 here is going to be... I feel like 1.1 and 18 is going to be better than... Actually, wait, we've got a 16 man here. So I was going to say let's put the 18 man in with 1.1 compared to this 13 with 0.2, but I'd rather maybe take less of a risk and put in this 16 man with 0.9. So that's going to improve our pit stop time to 2.5. 1.1's a little bit iffy, but I don't really have anyone I can really go to put in there, to be honest. Because neither of the jack guys are good at tyres, because that's why I hired the front jack guy just then, because I thought maybe we'd swap him in, and if this guy's good on tyres, we can swap him in. So I think that's the best we can maybe hope for this final round, unfortunately. Let's just make sure this level 19 guy has got, yeah, it's 10 races on his contract, so that's all good. 6 races, that's fine. This guy's 10 races, okay, that's good. At least we got everyone kind of contracted for a decent amount of races. Just checking everyone just to make sure. So we're all good for next season, of course. But let's go to mail then. Report after the ESPN. Same thing about the champagne. Just going to save that. That's not going to affect anything. And so we'll move on then towards Doha and what is going to be this legendary engine. Although it's literally going to be made right before Doha. So I don't even know we'll have a chance to even use it. We're going to have to see how the reliability is of this engine. So here we go. The legendary engine has been made here. It's the first time ever, I think, on this game I've made a legendary part. And so there it is. Reliability is not too bad there, actually. So I'm going to go to improve parts. We've got factory staff idle. So literally, this is already the best engine without even improving it. So let's just go for performance and reliability. Let's make sure we can use this. 17, 1 hour after the race. I think 1 day after the race for 100% should be enough to get us to at least 70%, 75% for the reliability. So let's just work on that. I'm not going to work on any new parts, am I? No, there's no point. It's the end of the season, so let's move forward then. 1-2 days. Let's quickly check. 80%. That's pretty damn good already. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this to 1916. Let's see what that does. 1 day difference. Let's quickly check that final reliability. 87. And we got 1,127. That is light years ahead of what we've got. That's a good. That's like a good 100 and something ahead of what we got. So that is absolutely amazing. So let's take in Panasonic then into this final round. Tire selection, medium tire wear. Let's take in 5 sets of softs. We'll take in 6 mediums, I think, and we'll take 4 hards, because I'm not too sure it will use too many hards. I know the soft tire won't come into play a lot, because it is quite a hard tire, actually, so the mediums might be the way to go. But fit parts, obviously, Verstappen's going to get this legendary engine. Gasly will get Verstappen's old engine, so that's still a pretty good upgrade for Gasly as well, to be fair to him. And then everything is the same way, because obviously the front wings are all equal, the rear wings are equal, the suspension's equal. The only difference is the gearboxes and the brakes, which will give him the better one to Verstappen, obviously, being a leader in the championship, the one making the big difference here, getting the wins as of late. So let's go into this then. Our final race of the season and our first race with a legendary Honda engine in the back of this thing. I'm looking forward to this. This could be quite an exciting finale, hopefully. Right, taking in a setup I got from last year off Sebastian in the Renault career, so I'm hoping that it's going to be okay as a baseline. We'll go for a race trim run, medium tyres. I'm confident I think we're going to be using a lot of mediums this race. I don't think the softs are going to last long, and the hards, from memory, they're quite slow. They're consistent, but they're quite slow, and we got stuck in so much traffic and just had a very mediocre race, I remember, in the Renault career to end off at Doha. So I want to make sure we're going kind of more aggressive, making sure we can make overtakes. So I think mediums are going to be the way to go to do that. But let's quickly first check the setup first and foremost. That'll be an important thing, and see how we go before we think about, getting trims and whatnot. There we go. 2 excellents and a great there. Absolutely amazing. That is exactly what we want to see here from the boys. 97%, lovely stuff. So Gasly, go ahead and go do your trims. Let's see for Verstappen. It's not as good. Surprising, actually, because Verstappen consistently for the last 3 episodes has had the setup nailed straight away. So need to do some work for him. I don't really know where to go, to be honest, with this. Maybe a little bit higher downforce and a bit more towards the acceleration front, maybe. Let's see how that works out for him. I think we can afford to go a little bit more high downforce there on the rear wing. And the acceleration, I don't know, maybe just 1 tick there. And then for the suspension, I just want to keep pretty much where we were. Maybe a little bit towards oversteer. And let's see how that goes for him. Let's quickly hope that that is the right direction. If not, might waste some time here with Max. But at least we've got one driver of Gasly going around and getting some knowledge all the time anyway. So we can kind of maybe afford to tweak a little bit with Verstappen. So I'll come in straight away. I want to make sure I get this nailed as quickly as possible. And that is not the right way to go for the downforce, but right way to go for the acceleration. So a little bit less downforce then maybe, but more towards acceleration. Interesting. So less on the rear wing. Where were we there? We're on good. So I reckon that will be the excellent. And then we were great there. So if I go a little bit lower, but not too low to where we were. So if I go to about there, I think that could be the one. And the suspension I'll bring back to where we were. We were both on great either way. So that might be the excellent, So let's see how that goes out. I'm going to trust that might be the one. So let's go for 8 laps then on mediums and try and get this knowledge out. Because obviously it's a 1:34 lap time. So it is a very long lap actually compared to most other laps. So we don't have a lot of time to waste in practice here. Right, I'm going to bring them in now because they're going to tick over to level 3 there. So they're kind of halfway through their laps. Verstappen will come in. Let's check the setup. 2 greats and excellent. That's looking good. Quali trim, 3 laps. What are we on? 95%. We could go a little bit better. I don't know how to go a little bit better though. Maybe just even less downforce, just a tiny little bit less. That might see us at the excellent. Let's see about that. And we are excellent handling, so that's good. So let's see how that goes for him. 3 laps onto 1 set of softs. That's all we can afford to do. 1 set of softs since we brought 5 sets only. So we'll use all the set of soft tires basically throughout this entire weekend before we get to the race. And then quali for Gasly. 3 laps, mate. Softs. And you are just fine. 97 off the bat, mate. Right, 1 minute to go. We've got level 2 on the soft tire and the quali trim, but we're not going to get level 3. And I won't even be able to check Verstappen's setup quite right. We went down 1 peg to 94% on the percentage, so I've bumped up the downforce a tad. We won't get to check that, though, by the time the session's over, so we're going to have to see. Minimum, we'll have a 95% setup for Verstappen, but we've only got level 2 for for basically Saturday, but we've prepared ourselves for Sunday, which is obviously where the points come, so not too worried about that. We've had a lot of races where we've only got level 2, and we go top of the session by 4/10 there, and clearly that engine difference is maybe making the difference there with that. I would assume that would be the case throughout this entire weekend. That engine is going to make a difference for Verstappen v Gasly, but obviously Gasly's got an upgraded engine. Gasly's got Verstappen's old engine, which was still a lot better than Gasly had, so I expect Gasly to perform better in general as well. So, it's kind of double positive here, but let's quickly check. There we go. At the death of it, we get the 97%. At the very death of it. That's absolutely awesome. That's great. So both cars have 97% set up. So we'll take in soft and quali. Obviously, it's probably never going to rain here, so no worries about that. Let's get into quali then, boys, and let's see what we can do. Let's get that party mode going in Q3, hey? First of all, though, we'll get through into Q2. We've got enough medium tires to spare, so I'm just going to qualify on the mediums, even though we don't. Even though I'm gonna probably use a lot of them in the race, we still have enough to spare, so we'll go out on mediums and try and get through. Should be comfortably through, as it has been the case for a lot of episodes now. That middle compound tire. Right, end of Q1 then. Verstappen P4, Gasly P6, comfortably through. A little bit down than I thought we would be. 9/10 difference from soft to medium. I don't know if that's the tyre delta, really. Leclerc's looking pretty good there with Vettel as well. So Ferrari's rocked up a bit more, maybe. So I think it's going to be a tight battle, I reckon, this race. The final race, it's looking like it might be quite a close battle between all top 3 teams here. So that's going to be quite cool. No real surprises knocked out in Q1. Let's go into Q2 then. Obviously, qualifying the tyre we're going to start with. And I think I'll qualify on the soft tyre. I had just a split-second thought there about qualifying on mediums, but I just don't think it'll be worth it, really. The mediums go how many laps? 41. Softs, 25. We're going to want to be as fast as everyone else at the very start, so there's no point. Let's stick to what we've done. We've never bothered trying to qualify on the slower tyre in Q2. Let's just stick with what we know. So I'm going to send them out on the soft set right now. Try and bang in the lap time early and just get it over and done with. So they're coming through. At the moment, Gasly's got a purple sector compared to Verstappen there in the first sector. Verstappen across the line, and Gasly goes second, though. He loses some time in the last sector, but Gasly did have the purple ahead of Verstappen in the first sector there. It's very close between Hamilton and Verstappen there. I think the last sector boosts Verstappen, definitely for sure. So let's see how this goes then. I think we'll obviously be through, but it's looking quite close. Actually, 4/10 covers the top 4. And it's only 1.7 tenths covers the top 3, so looking very, very close there. Bottas off the pace, which is good for us in terms of this potential battle with Mercedes and the constructors, but I'm still keeping my eye on Ferrari, and Gasly's in the middle of them, so we're kind of bagging on Verstappen doing another job and staying ahead of Ferrari to keep that 13-point gap we got to them. But through to Q3 then, no qualms. Hulkenberg might be a surprise shock out here in P13. Albon, Grosjean, Stroll doing fantastic jobs. Sainz doing a good job as well with Raikkonen. And Norris is now knocked out because Grosjean gets up. So Norris and Hulkenberg, both surprise knockouts there. Stroll, Albon does well. No, Hulkenberg, I lie. Hulkenberg at the end gets in and knocks out Grosjean there. Fair play then. So surprise ones, though, for me, are Stroll and Albon through into Q3, but fair play. Right, top 12 shootout then. We've been top both sessions so far, Q1 and Q2. Let's make it Q3, please. Right, send them both out now early on this clear track. And we'll see what the first lap can do. And then the second lap, well, historically, the second lap on this game hasn't made any sense. And they don't usually improve. But let's hope they can improve if we're feeling close. Somehow there's already a lap time shown for Hamilton. But I doubt that's actually real. I think that's just a little bit of a glitch. So let's see how they get on then. Sector to sector. Who's going purple? Who's going faster? I think Gasly's got some traffic. So Verstappen is purple right now in the first sector compared to Gasly, who's hit a bit of traffic with the Renault. Second sector. Verstappen again on top. No surprise, though. And actually, Verstappen might overtake Gasly here on the lap. So that might be quite embarrassing for him as they go across the line then. And it's going to be Verstappen a whopping 1.5 ahead of Gasly. I think Gasly hitting that traffic with the Renault has really hindered him. So we need to go again. He's got a form of 6.4, which is unfortunate after that lap. So yeah, we go again. But wow, what the... Verstappen 1.1 ahead of Hamilton. So the party mode maybe has been really engaged there. All the clean air from Verstappen was a mega one. Let's see then, going to the next lap. That's going to be interesting. All right, sending Verstappen out, and then I'll send Gasly out now. So there's a bit of a gap here, I think, hopefully. Yeah, good gap here for both drivers. Let's hope they don't hit traffic with cars coming out for their outlap there. But let's see if Verstappen can improve from this lap time then. This stonking lap time so far. Can he go any faster in the first sector? No, white first sector, and Gasly, unfortunately, white first sector as well, so that's not what he needs. He needs to improve. He's 2/10 down from Verstappen's current time. Verstappen white in the second sector, so even Verstappen can't match the mega lap he's done. Gasly has gone green second sector, so that's better. That's an improvement. That's good to see as they go towards the line. No one's saying, oh, Vettel says purple second sector. Gasly improves to go third place ahead of Vettel, but Vettel with a purple in the second, green in the first. Let's see. It looks like he might just pit Verstappen. No, he's going quite quick. No, in the end, the third sector's horrendous. And so Verstappen will take pole, I think, by a whopping nearly 7/10 of a second there. That is absolutely amazing. The legendary Honda engine has come in clutch. That is the power of dreams. That is the power of Honda. And that is Max Verstappen doing what he does best there. Great stuff, mate. pole position, ahead of Hamilton and Vettel. Gasly way off the time, though. I don't know if that's all engine. That might just be all engine difference. I don't know. But at least he's ahead of Bottas and Leclerc, so he can still do a job there for us. Right, here we are. Grid, P1, P4, final race of the season on pole position. Absolutely amazing. In terms of the race strategy then, let's have a quick check here. We've got 65 laps. I know the mediums, I think they said 41, but I doubt they'll go 41. I'm going to say maybe 35 more like. Those go 21. Those will probably only go 18. Because I just remember this track is just notoriously so difficult to even take the tyres to what they say. So I'm going to say 18. You go another set of soft tyres, that's 36 plus like 35. You make 71 laps. That's about 5 laps give or take there on lap 65. So I'm going to go in with the medium tyre knowledge because I also have a hunch that Gasly will probably need to go to 2 sets of mediums. Verstappen might need to do that as well, and rather have the knowledge on the mediums than the speed on the mediums to go that way. And let's just hope for a speedy first part of the race then. But let's go attack, overtake. As it always is the case at Doha, we'll probably make a strategy up on the fly as well because things happen, traffic happens, tyres go off faster than I think they should. So let's just see. But final race of the season, guys. Let's get it, boys. P1, P4. I want that to be at least a 1-3, hopefully, by the end of the race. Come on, come on. As we go to 5 red lights off pole position, the new legendary engine. Come on, Verstappen, have a good start. 5 red lights are out and on the way. It's a bit of a slow start there for Verstappen, and the Ferrari's down the inside. That's not what I thought would happen there. And so Verstappen's down to P2, Vettel into P1. And so, what did I say? It still might be a fight with Ferrari for second place in the Constructors, let alone a fight with Mercedes for first place there. Gasly's down to P5, so both our cars have gone backwards off the position. 1 place to be exact. Gasly's down to 2 places down now. He's down to P6. As again, a Lance Stroll Racing Point car is doing bits there, and he's up into P6. He's really doing well in this career mode so far. So Gasly gets up into P5 then again. Verstappen needs to flex the muscles of this engine and try and close up on Vettel, hopefully. But he sets a purple, so he's going quite well. That Ferrari's got some mega pace, actually, in his first stint here. He's pulling away a little bit. 1.4 is the gap now. Crazy. We need to go medium fuel because I can't afford to go any higher. Or any lower on the fuel, I should say. Let's go neutral, and let's settle into this Grand Prix. But Vettel right now pulling away a little bit, which is surprising to say the least. Right, this is unbelievable stuff. Right, so this is unbelievable. On lap 4, Vettel's got the gap to 3.4. He's pushing the same amount as we are. He's got a form of 8.8. That's the only difference here. And that form is really paying off for him because he's pulling away. And we're pulling away from Hamilton, to be fair, but Vettel was on another planet. I don't know if Ferrari upgraded the car or that's just literally his form at the start of the race is making him do that. But he's in a world of his own right now. I'm hoping the gap's coming down to 3 seconds though. So let's hope that Verstappen can pull this back in. Meanwhile, Gasly is keeping up with Bottas here, ahead of Stroll. Stroll's ahead of Leclerc. So I'm hoping Gasly can start to pull through and climb up the order ahead of Bottas at least. Right, sit rep on lap number 9. Gasly still P5, conserving the tyres, keeping Bottas honest here, but trying to conserve the tyres a little bit because we want them to go a little bit longer, obviously, than like 12 laps, which is the tyre was already in 47%, so we need to watch out for that. Verstappen conserving as well after pushing a little bit, but the pushing really didn't do too much, and he's still 5.7 now behind Vettel. He is on something, Vettel, right now. That is not a Vettel we've seen so far this season. Look at the gap he's got on the mini-map. It's ridiculous. I don't know what on earth that is. That's the gap I thought we would have with Verstappen here. So we're 4 seconds ahead of Hamilton, though, so at least that's good. But Vettel's doing a madness right now. Right, lap 13. The tyres are probably going to start warning like a lap or two's time for Gasly. So what did I say? About 15 laps, not 21 laps. These tyres will go. So I think it will be a 2-stop for Gasly. We're going to go full out attack, going to go high fuel mixture, burn fuel, burn rubber, and let's try and have a good lap time on this next one, and then we'll come in on lap number 14 here. All right, about half a tenth gain there on that in lap. We gained a previous like 8 tenths on the lap before. We'll go to medium tyres, pit strategy fast, and going to come in for an undercut essentially with Gasly, low fuel as we come in. And let's see how that goes for that pit stop. And hopefully we can try and jump Bottas with this undercut. I know the undercut was quite good there. We had a mistake on the rear left there. But the undercut was pretty good around Dubai, if I remember correctly. Not Dubai, Doha. It was pretty good, I think, from the Renault season. So let's see. Need to go attack here and overtake this Ferrari car ASAP, mate. You need to get past him. But the traffic is a nightmare here at Doha. It really is. We've lost 2 seconds there on that outlap because of the traffic we've had with Leclerc. That is not good. That is not good. The traffic is actually horrendous. It might be the worst on the calendar. All right, so here's the situation. Gasly is in P5. He's already got 82% tyre wear because I've been pushing him to try and get this gap that we lost, basically. We basically lost so much time behind Leclerc in the traffic that it was just... It's so frustrating here with Gasly. So now I'm conserving tyres because we pushed so hard trying to catch back up time. And Bottas is already pit and he's miles ahead of us. So I think Gasly's going to have a tough time getting out of P5. But with Verstappen here, P2, we've got a pit, 12% tyre wear. But we've taken this along with Vettel and Hamilton. They've both got better tyre wear than us, 21%. So they're going to go longer. But I reckon Bottas is on a 2-stop with another set of soft tyres. I reckon we could pull off for Brazil. We put onto hards and go all the way to end the Grand Prix with Verstappen. You know, we don't have the knowledge for hard tyres. But like Brazil, I think Verstappen could do something quite good on a 1-stop here. So let's go to hards. And I want to risk this for the final race and try and pull off what we did at Brazil here at Doha. Meanwhile with Gasly, he's definitely doing a 2-stop on 2 sets of medium tyres. We've just got to try and plough on, really. Try and get these tyre temps down first of all. And the fuel, which is a madness as well in itself. And then just try and see what we can do. Bottas setting a fast lap of the Grand Prix, so he's pushing pretty damn hard. Right, Verstappen's out. We're going to go medium and medium. And we're taking it through to the end of the Grand Prix then. Right, lap 31, so we're not halfway through the Grand Prix, nearly halfway through the Grand Prix. Gasly's got some good pace right now. Obviously, you can see minus 1.4 from the last lap. And we are catching Bottas somewhat because he's in some traffic, but we're going to hit that same traffic, unfortunately. So, like last season, it really is a bad, horrendous track for racing in terms of the amount of lapped cars we're having to get through for the midfield here. Verstappen, 15 seconds back from Vettel. As long as we keep that around 15, you know, because the pit stop's 20 seconds or something like that. So as long as we keep that gap, I think we should be fine here. Like I think we can do some really good work to try and jump Vettel here for P1 at the end of this Grand Prix. Just need to try and make sure that gap doesn't go any larger than like 17 seconds, just in case. With Gasly, the job is just trying to catch Bottas as we're getting through these lapped cars, and they're getting really quite in the way, as you can see there. Even with blue flags, we've lost 1.4 seconds through that traffic. That's just horrendous, isn't it? But where is Bottas? He's still about 5 seconds up the road. I reckon we could get him. I reckon we could get Bottas and get P4. So we're aiming for 1 and 4, I think, in this race, I think. Lap 37, the gap is 18.7. It's coming down a little bit because we're pushing Verstappen now. And with the worn tyres for Vettel, I think we should start pushing a little bit. Pushing the fuel as well. Just, you know, we're taking some tyre wear out. But it's also going to help us close this gap and make sure we actually get ahead of Vettel on this pit stop, which I need to make sure happens, and I just don't know how we are. Because a pit stop, if we pit now, let's say I was Vettel, we pit for a change of tyres, we do a fast pit stop. That is going to be what? What's the pit stop time? I can't even tell, but it says we'll be exiting close to Gasly, P5, and Gasly is 18:34, so 28. So that's only 14 seconds. So right now, as it stands, Vettel can make a 2-stop work and stay out ahead of us, which is just BS in a way, because the Ferrari has never been this quick, unless they had a legendary upgrade themselves for the engine or something. This is quite BS in terms of the pace he's got here today. This is really quite strange. Right, I'm going to push Gasly flat out right now on that 41 and try and come in on the next lap, I think. Or maybe even the next one, because we gained 1 second on this lap here. So we're gaining a lot on Bottas. I'll continue on for one more lap. Let's see, 1.3. Bottas pits earlier than us because he's on the soft tyre. We've got no traffic here, and we're still 5/10 up there on this next in lap. So let's pit on. Another set of mediums, I think, yeah, because the mediums have been the better tyre for us with Gasly. So let's pit in. Low fuel, please, now. And then meanwhile with Vettel and Verstappen, Vettel's now nearly 20 seconds ahead. He's on a different universe. He's been OP levels of Hamilton this race, he has. Right, Gasly's made his pit stop. No mistake on the pit stop. Comes out behind Bottas, but we're only 2 seconds behind Bottas. We could get P4 here. We can have a very good race still with Gasly and get some racing done and overtake Bottas here today. Meanwhile, though, Vettel will pit and he'll probably come out ahead of us, which is really unfortunate. Where is he? Yeah, he's already made his pit stop. He's already changed tyres. He's coming down the pit lane. He's already out, isn't he? Yeah, he's already out. What is that? What on earth is that? I'm sorry. That is just ridiculous. How has he done that? How? How has he done that? May as well push Verstappen now, pit for a second time with Verstappen, because there's no point, because we're not gonna close up any more on Vettel now on worn hard tyres, so I may as well push Verstappen as well and make him come in eventually. Might as well do it sooner rather than later, to be honest. So I'm going to push in now for the next few laps and see what the lap times are, because we're losing some time in the traffic here. Right, coming in, pit stop from second place. No mistake. Good. All good. Right, going to come out, and we'll still be in P2. Yeah, Hamilton's behind us. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. No worries there. So let's push out, and let's just seal this P2 then. But Vettel's a whopping 21 seconds ahead of us. So I don't understand that, but there you go. Meanwhile, Gasly still trying to chase after Bottas. Bottas has pushed, though, on his soft tyres. Those will go off, though, by the end of the race. So I think we'll just be patient here with Gasly. And we're going to set a fast lap of the Grand Prix with Verstappen, showing we do have pace here in this Grand Prix, but Vettel's just had some alien-like pace over the long term, really. Right, sit rep on lap 56 of 65, sorry. We're gaining on Vettel. We closed the gap down to 15 seconds because he's been, well, he was conserving tyres. He was on double blue. He's now on red and orange, so now he's pushing again and getting the gap out again, so he's just protecting his tyres, as we are going to have to do right now. So, still very much P2 here is on the cards. I don't know what this means for the championship. There was 13 points to Ferrari, so obviously Vettel's going to outscore us by 7, but we're going to outscore Leclerc by 2. Isn't that 15, 12, 10? Yeah. So we will still maintain the lead ahead of Ferrari. For Mercedes, I don't know. I don't think that's enough, because we'll get 18 points plus 12, which will be, not even 12, it's 10, sorry. 18 plus 10, which will be 28. They'll get 15 plus 12, which is 27. So we'll outscore them by 1 point. So we'll be within 10 points of them in the championship. So, yeah, it's not really going to happen unless Bottas and Hamilton both have a simultaneous issue now then this Grand Prix, to be fair. Right, we're gaining about 2 seconds on that last lap for Gasly because he was slowing down quite a fair bit due to the tyre saving and fuel saving. We're catching up. We're actually ahead of Bottas now because he's pit for another pit stop. So we're now worn tyres versus fresh tyre Bottas, but we're ahead of him by 3 seconds. So now Gasly, mate, it's about controlling this race and trying to keep in P4. So at least that'll be a few more points on Mercedes then. For us, potentially. We'll have to see how it goes. But for Verstappen, probably no change in situation. Unless Vettel, you want to make a really late pit stop, surprisingly, right at the end. I wouldn't be fussed by that. If you did that, that'd be quite good. Meanwhile, Bottas had to fast up the Grand Prix. It's probably quite tricky, to be honest, to hold him off. So Bottas' aggressive strategy might just work out here for him. Tyres overheated for Gasly, but we're getting through to the last lap and a half of this Grand Prix, so I may as well go full out attack and just push everyone. Verstappen's on low fuel, though. My bad, I didn't see that, so we need to save fuel with Verstappen, but flat out attack at least on the tyres. Same thing for Gasly, going to have to save some fuel here on the last lap. And just hope he'll be fine. I think Verstappen's genuinely going to be really on low fuel as we cross the line. Yeah, he's going to conk out fuel on the line, but we'll finish for P2 in this Grand Prix. It's a noble effort. It's a noble effort, Verstappen. GG's. I don't know, mate. I don't know what happened with Verstappen, mate, but you raced your heart out today. That's all I could ask for, my lad. You did well. You did well. And Gasly, P4 on the line, gets Bottas. Good job, mate. Good job. P2, P4. Not too bad. To be honest, that's a good way to end our season. You know, that's where we were this season. P2 and P4 consistently across the board, averaged out per race. If you averaged out our results, I think P2 and P4 sums up our season quite well there. But Vettel, I don't know what on earth he was on today, but he's just done a madness. I don't know if that was a glitch or whatever, or just the form he was in. I don't know. But he wins the Grand Prix. Fair play. But I think we should have sealed P2 in this championship. So let's pop the champagne anyway, because that'll be a good amount of prize money ahead of Ferrari then in the Constructors. All right, move on. No penalties to talk about then. So P2, P4 confirmed. So silver trophy for us in the championship. Well, fair play. Lewis Hamilton will win the Drivers' Championship. I think that was probably already sealed anyway, but we get 2nd and 5th in the Drivers' Championship. I think that's pretty respectable, actually, you know. And the Constructors, there we go. Oh, we were 6 points behind Mercedes. 6 points. That's a race win. If we won a race somewhere. Oh, do you know, if we won that Italian Grand Prix, you know that one where I ran out of fuel on the line, where Verstappen was literally inches away from getting Hamilton, that could have been the difference between winning the championship this season and next season. Oh, ha ha. Oh, that's a little bit bitter to swallow, mate. Oh, just that little run out of fuel. We could have actually won the Constructors with Red Bull Honda in this first season. That would have been mad. But anyway, I'm still happy. P2 ahead of Ferrari. That's going to be a lot of budget for next year. Watch out, Mercedes. Next year, we're having you. Next year, we are having you. So it's going to be 3.1 in the bank. Good stuff there. 51 million to end off the season. That is a big stack budget. The winner, of course, though, is Hamilton and Mercedes. Fair play to you guys. We'll get you next time. Next year will be Red Bull Honda's year, I think. We are so close there. And next season, we have so many bonkers rule changes that it's going to be a bit of a madness here. But, yeah, what a way to end. Really solid ending, I think, to be honest. So, guys, if you did enjoy the episode, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you are new around here, subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. The next episode will be the start of the next season, building our brand new car. Till then, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.